Hey everybody, it's Beth. Welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are having a wonderful Saturday. We are here to do a contest entry. I haven't done one of these in a little while. So yeah, we're gonna have a good time here today. Hopefully you guys can hear me. So let me know down below if everything sounds okay. I am on a new internet service provider. We got new internet over the last week. So we finally got fiber optic in my area. So hopefully I can start to do more streaming. So, um, no, David, that is a brand new intro that I found. I didn't make it. I wish I did. I'm going to note where I found that down below. I did modify it with some different audio. So, um, welcome everyone. Hi to David. David is the man of the hour here. So I'm going to talk about him in just a minute. And Fluffy is here. Hi, Fluff. Good to see you, brother. Good to see you. So, my friend David Diggs, let me pull up a little slide here for you. David Diggs, his channel is linked below. My buddy David, he just surpassed 800 subscribers and is nearing 900 as we speak. So, I would love to get him past that 900 mark. I think we can do that. But David is hosting this contest, and it is called the Horror Hot Ones. And this is his second edition of this type of contest. He did one a few years back. And I know I entered that on a previous channel that I had. So if you guys have been around a while, you know I've had a few different channels. That's kind of how it goes sometimes here on YouTube. So anyway, but I wanted to show my brother from another mother some support and do this contest entry for him. So yes, that is right, for 300 subscribers. To be honest with you, I found an old thumbnail I did, so I kind of modified it for this, updated it a little bit with more techniques that I know. So yeah, now we're here for 800, almost 900. So we have 5 questions to go through today, you guys, and it's super simple to enter. And the contest is going to run through, it's through September, correct, David? Let me know. Let me know, and I'll note it on the screen here. But it's really simple to enter, and I would encourage anyone to enter if you can. And he's giving away a pretty awesome prize package. So um, yes, it is. It's running through September, so you have plenty of time, you guys, plenty of time. So all that information is linked down below. So please go check it out and go give David some love. Okay, we're going to get started, you guys. We're going to get started. So let me go to my slides here. So question number 1. What is your favorite horror poster artwork? So think of all the horror posters out there. What is your favorite artwork on said poster? Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and start out by saying that with these contests, I always like to do things a little different and maybe switch it up a little bit and, cheat, so to speak. So I wanted to show a poster that I remember seeing at the video store. And I mean, it just sucked you in. I was in awe of this poster, and probably one of the reasons I became a horror fan. Okay? Is that enough of a teaser? It's pretty base and very well known. So, that for me is the poster for Fright Night, the original poster for Fright Night. I remember vividly this up on the wall above the cash register at my local video store. Hashtag shout out to Video Showcase, which is, of course, no longer in business. But the Fright Night poster hung above the cash register. And as a little wee Mercedes, I was in awe of that poster because those faces, the faces above the house, looming over the house. I had never seen the film, so I did not know what to expect, but it really just sucked you in and made you want to rent it, made you want to see the film, see what was it about, you know? And the 80s were a big time, of course, for video, straight to video films, and the artwork was crucial for you to pick up that film, right? And rent that movie. So, I guess we kind of lost that a little bit with the whole thumbnails and the, streaming and everything like that. So yeah, for me, I definitely the Fright Night poster is one that's going to always stick out with me. Another one, which I don't have it to pull up here, but another one for me, which it's just one that was just intriguing because what is this about? It was the poster to Monkey Shines with the monkey. And again, it was like, what is this movie about? What's the deal with the monkey? You know? So I miss those days. I really, really do. So let's see what you guys have to say. Fluffy says shocker. So is that going to be shocker the movie or shocker like you're shocked? Let me know. It's like anything text wise, we can always interpret it in multiple different ways. And then David said Hellraiser is one that had me in awe. Yeah, I could, yes, that face, his face just burned, right? Burned into your brain. And thank you, Bethster. I like that. I like that better than Bethy. No, Bethy's always been my nickname. So that is question number one. Let's go on to question number two. So number two, I kind of condensed this down a little bit, you guys, but it is, what is your favorite horror movie theme or score bit that's non-Carpenter? Because, a lot of us do love John Carpenter. Don't get me wrong, right? And he's done so many score pieces and so many films. But what is a score or theme from a horror film that you really, really dig? So let me report back here for just a second. Fluffy said he said Shocker the movie. I was wondering. I figured it was that, but I was just kind of like, didn't know. And hello to Rufus. Welcome, Rufus. Welcome. So I chose, and I'm going to play a little snippet for you guys, but this is one of my favorite scores. And it has the horror tinge element to it. You can debate me whether or not it is in fact a horror film, but I definitely think it has horror elements to it. Okay. So for me, I chose the score to The Burbs by Mr. Jerry Goldsmith. And I'm going to play you a bit right now. Let me pull it up. Here we go. Listen to this. What do you guys think of that? I mean, if that doesn't put you, I think, in the fall horror vibe, really don't know what does. It definitely has what am I trying to say? A playful, dark element to it. And you combine, like I said, Jerry Goldsmith with the masterful Joe Dante with his dark, comedic, macabre sensibility. That combination together is just chef's kiss, in my opinion. So the Burbs, we just watched this the other night. I actually played it the other night. I couldn't sleep, and I was just kind of going through actually on YouTube movies, and free with ads. I don't mind that. And I pulled up the Burbs. I own it. I was just being lazy, laying in bed. And I really love this film so much. I do. And it is definitely an annual watch for us. And honestly, watch it multiple times a year, not just around, horror season, but different times of the year. I quote this movie all the time. But it definitely has some horror sensibility to it, some thriller elements, comedic elements, very dark, that black comedy aspect to it as well. So that's my pick for my favorite horror score that is non John Carpenter. So let's see. David says, for me, I cannot pronounce that, David. I can't even say it. I don't even want to try because I'll butcher it. But Dracula. The moodiness of those cellos and bass is just perfect. I'm going to write that down. I have my notebook here. So, or maybe you can just send it to me, like a link. I don't know which Dracula film. I'm curious which one that is. And then Fluffy says, I got to go with the Psycho String. So iconic. It is. It is definitely iconic. I mean, if you think about it, really, horror specifically, I think has the most quote iconic themes, right? I mean, Psycho, so iconic. Jaws, dun 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 dun, right? And then you've got Halloween. I mean, those notes are just burned into our psyche. And the theme from Friday the 13th, I think that's very iconic. There's just so many out there from our genre that we love so much. So I think that's really, really cool. That's really, really a neat factor to consider. Then David says, oh, okay, I was wondering if it wasn't that one, but I didn't know the name of the composer. So thank you for chiming in, David. Okay, let's go to the next question. I appreciate everybody watching. Thank you guys so, so much. Okay, thank you for the link, David. I'm going to check that out once I'm done. So, okay, here we go. Hence the contest, hot ones, right? So, what is a horror hot take or an unpopular horror opinion? So, I'm probably going to lose many of you with this horror hot take, but please just hear me out. I wrote down a whole paragraph of what I want to say about this. So, I would like to hear your horror hot take in the comments below or here in the chat if you guys are still here. So, this is going to come out of left field, but why not? And I might make this into a whole video itself, because why not? Yes, this is where it gets interesting for sure. This is like the spicy wing number 9. That's when it really hits you, right? So, this film is a sequel and it gets crapped on by 99.9% of people in the world, in the YouTube atmosphere, in the YouTube sphere, online world. But I definitely think it deserves a little grace for what they were trying to accomplish. So, enough drum roll, right? Oh no, don't say it. Exorcist 2 is not that bad. Exorcist 2 is a pretty damn good film, in my opinion. So, and I didn't crop my picture right. Dang it. Oh well. See, we're professional here, aren't we? Okay, let me read my paragraph because I really worked hard on this. So, dare I say, now, let me backtrack just a little bit. I finally broke down and watched The Exorcist entirely for the first time last year. The first film, the iconic, one of the best horror films, quote, of all time, right? And so then I continued on and I watched Exorcist 2 because I had never seen the whole film in its entirety. I've kind of avoided these Exorcist films because not that I'm a uber religious person, but I was scared. I'll be honest with you, a little scared of summoning a demon into my home. That's the truth. So, but I broke down and I watched the first 3 films. So I I don't even dare I even say I like this film better than the first film. I did, which I know that the first film has its place and is the more impactful film on society in general. But this film, I like the different style of this one and the emotional evolution of the movie's characters, especially Reagan, which she's not a possessed girl anymore, but more of a feminine force, I guess you could say. I think the movie has some failures in its execution, obviously, with some cheesy scenes and dialogue and some overacting, a lot of overacting, if we're being truthful. But I do not mind the overacting that much. I think it works, especially Mr. Richard Burton. I've always been a fan of his work, and I think this film definitely deserves to be watched with fresh eyes and just give it a chance. Watch it almost like how everybody says that Halloween 3 would have been a better film if it wasn't a Halloween sequel. I think in some instances this would be a better film if it was not under the umbrella, which I know it needs to be, but you know, if it wasn't in the shadow of the previous film. So, I love and it's off-putting and bizarre, but I love it so much. But the score to this film, I think, is magnificent. I really do. It's just different. It just is, and it's to me, it's burned into my brain in the way it is so different. And I'm not, I know I'm stumbling up over my words a little bit, you guys, but I've not done this a whole lot, so please bear with me. Um, this movie, I think, has more of a positive feeling if you can wrap your brain around that. It's the good side versus the evil as we saw in the first. It suggests that the evil goes after the good people, right? And I kind of like that idea because that's if you have a religious tendency, as some do, I think, in the world, then you would believe that. So, um, I do understand that, it's not a masterpiece by any means, and it's not going to be for everyone. But I do think the everybody online tends to say that this is one of the worst sequels ever made, one of the worst films ever made, and I just don't think it deserves that low of a bar per se. There are so many worse films out there than this film. There really are. And think of all the talent that is in this film, behind this film, that what went into the making of this film. Definitely give it a fresh watch. And again, keep your bar low, okay? Understand and maybe watch it not thinking, oh, sequel to The Exorcist, but just watch it as its own film by itself. So, anyway, that's my long-winded tangent about Exorcist 2, but I definitely think it doesn't deserve all the hate that it gets. There I said it. So, David said, honestly, Beth, I've never watched Exorcist 2 in its entirety because of the hate that it gets. I know. And that's why I really would like people to try to watch it and, maybe not be quite so hard on it. Think about what all it takes to get films made, you know, the time, the effort, the blood, sweat and tears, cliche saying, but it's true, you know, and just kind of think of it that way maybe. Um, and let's see, Brian says, I've only seen it once. I remember James Earl Jones in it and the giant insects. Let's see, David says, my hot take, and should be no surprise to anyone that has followed my channel, and has seen my YouTube shorts, I'm not a fan of Bruce Campbell Evil Dead films. Too schlocky. Yeah, which I know you like the newer Evil Dead films, which personally for me, they are too gory for me. I am a horror lightweight. Hence me saying I, finally watched The Exorcist over the last year because it's like you love Terrifier. I can't do that. I can't. It's too intense. I need, I need my horror with a little spoon of sugar. You know what I mean? So that was fun. That was a fun one. That's really, really fun. It would be fun to make that into a thread or something and people jump on it. And I know people do that all the time, horror hot takes, but I would like to see more. Oh, Fluffy, I missed Fluffy's comment. What did he say? I'm not a fan of It Follows. I've never seen It Follows. I've heard a lot about it, but I've never seen it. So I'll have to see it sometime. And David says he has to agree with him. Okay. Okay. So see, I don't know. I'll have to watch it and see what I think. So, okay. Thank you guys all for hanging with me here. We are almost done. I think we have 2 more questions left. Okay, question number 4. A horror movie that you would like to see a sequel or a remake to. And there was a second part to this question, but for time's sake, I just focused on this part here. And now, I know that there is a remake in the works, but hear me out. I wanted to mention this because um, I have something to say about that. So, and David knows what I'm going to say, I guarantee you. So, um, this film, I'm only going to be on board this remake if they do a few certain things. I'm a little concerned. I'll say that much. So, let me go ahead and just show you what I'm talking about. And no surprise here, but I know they've just dropped a kind of teaser that there is a Christine remake coming by Blumhouse. And boy, that's going to raise a lot of red flags for some of y'all, just even mentioning that name. Well, I don't know if I'm the biggest Christine fan, but I'm a big Christine fan. I love this film. I love the book. So I have some concerns. If it were my movie, I would like to see a quote remake or reboot where they not just focus on Arnie and his journey with Christine, but I want to see them go back to the origin of Christine. I want to see them show her with her first owner, Roland LeBay, and his journey with Christine. Because if you know the book, it starts there. It starts with him. I mean, yeah, the book starts with Arnie, but it goes back to Roland. And there's certain things I don't want to give away in the book, but Christine's previous owner had a very, very interesting story with her. And I would like to see maybe them flash back to him with Christine, intermixed with Arnie, maybe. I do not want to see a CGI Christine. I do not want to see Christine made into any other car than a Plymouth Fury. I want to see only practical effects. And I would like to see, to be honest with you, I would like to see Arnie as he is written in the book as how can I say this and not get canceled? As a less attractive man. In the book, Arnie's not Keith Gordon. Keith Gordon in the movie. Keith Gordon was too good looking for Arnie in the book. The way I interpreted the book. Every book can be interpreted different. Everybody picks up on different things when they read a book. But face value, if you read Christine, Arnie is written as a not attractive young man. And that would be interesting to see him start out as a not attractive young man, which I know they made Keith Gordon less attractive with the glasses and the nerdy clothes, but really, he's still a good-looking guy underneath there, right? Which I think I'm talking to a bunch of dudes watching this, so but anyway, so yeah, I have some concerns, but I did read about the gentleman that they've hired to write this remake, and he's kind of, definitely. Excuse me, sorry, burped a little bit. Sorry about that. I definitely know he's got some horror chops to him, so hopefully he can have a good grasp over the source material. John Carpenter has been quoted at saying that they would he thinks they're gonna do a better job than he did. John, shut the fuck up. I'm sorry. You did a great job with the film. It's a classic in my opinion. So shut up. Just shut up. Collect your money and shut up. So um yes. And Arnie dies in the movie at the end of the film. Well, I mean, yes, we assume that he dies, right? So I'm cautiously optimistic about this upcoming Christine. Um, I'm curious who they're going to get to score the film. I wonder if Carpenter will come back to score it. That would be cool. He would be open to that. He's always open for a paycheck. But so yeah, those are a few of my hot takes when it comes to Christine and the reboot. So, which I know we're still in this long-winded King-assance. So there's lots of King coming down the pipeline. The New Salem's Lot looks promising, but again, time will tell. I'm very excited about them doing The Long Walk. Definitely excited about that. And The Institute. That's been one of my favorite King books that I've read over the last 5 years. The Institute. If you guys haven't read that, definitely seek that out. Let's see what everybody is saying. Although Fluffy says, although Con Air is not horror, I would like an anthology prequel of the killer's crimes before. Oh, yes. Clap, 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 clap. Yes, Fluff, that is awesome. Speaking of Con Air, I just watched, there's a channel that I've been loving lately. It's a reaction channel, so may not be your cup of tea, but she's a cute little blonde girl from Canada. And her channel is called Popcorn in Bed. And I genuinely believe that she's never seen these films before when she watches a film. So that is a big thing for me when it comes to reactions. But anyway, she was watching Con Air. This video I found, she was watching Con Air, and it really made me want to watch the film all over again. Her enjoyment of the film and questions about the film, you know, and I think that would be a great idea to hear about, like, Cyrus the Virus, and then like Steve Buscemi's character. What did he do? And why did he, if he was so bad, why did he not go after that little girl? You know what I mean? And then the dude that had oh the the guy that ard women, he had his tattoo on his, what was his name? Johnny 23 or whatever. What did he do? You know what I mean? I think that's a good idea. David says, I think it would be good to see the beginnings of Christine and see a new kid, millennial Gen Z, find Christine and fix her up. Yeah, that would be cool. I think they're going to still base it in the 80s is what I read. But yeah, that would be a good idea. They're going to have to keep it pretty, pretty retro to make it work, I think. I don't think we can get too digital. We got to keep it more so analog, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see how they navigate that. And then I think a modern take on They Live or Prince of Darkness would be interesting to see. Yes, yes. They Live holds up pretty well, you know, um, especially in this day and time. with with everything going on. But yeah, I'd say those are coming, I would imagine, because it seems to me that Hollywood is out of fresh ideas. They seem to be few and far between. So, okay, let's go. Last question. I've had you here 30 minutes and I do appreciate it. So let me continue. One more question, you guys. Number 5, a horror celebrity, dead or alive, you would love to meet. So, um, gosh, too many to pick from. But I just kind of, when I saw this question, I just went boom, I picked one. Let's see. Hold on just a second. Brian says, or Battle of the Indestructible Cars, the car versus Christine. That would be cool. That would be cool. Or put Christine in with all the cars, all the mechanics from Maximum Overdrive, combine the two, you know, have a meteor come down and all that jazz, and that would be cool. Let's see. So before we tell you what celebrity I would like to meet, Brian says he would love to have met Vincent Price. That was one I thought of. Definitely, definitely Vincent Price. I mean, there's so many things we could talk about. All of his plethora of movie work that he's done. But also, I'd love to hear about. My daughter's a huge Michael Jackson fan, so I'd love to hear him talk about that, doing Thriller and recording that. Just touch on that a bit, Vincent, please. And David would love to meet his doppelganger, Kiefer Sutherland. So that would be cool. He's doing the con world now. It seems to be a little bit here and there. So maybe you'll get your chance one of these days. I'm still gonna try to see if I can't get over there, David. I'm thinking about it. I'm trying to figure out logistics, but crossing my fingers that I can make that happen. So the celebrity I would like to meet is my favorite Michael Myers, and that is Mr. Dick Warlock. I'd like to meet him. I know he's getting up there in age, so you know, um, time is quickly running out as I'm getting older. Everyone else seems to be getting older as well. We haven't figured out how to stop that aging process, have we, you guys? So, but yeah, I'm really a fan of Dick Warlock, his work, and I mean, it's a mile long, his IMDb page and everything. So, but I would love to talk with him about the making of Halloween 2, obviously, how he worked with Kurt Russell all those years, how he worked with John Carpenter again all those years. And my voice is going, you guys. And sorry about that. But yeah, it would be fun to sit down and talk with him because he seems like just a low key, easygoing, normal guy. No air about him, no chin up or anything like that. Like he just seems like a guy that would sit around a campfire, drink a cold one, and shoot the shit with you. You know what I mean? And I think that would be really a lot of fun. So there we go, you guys. That is going to be my entry for the Hot Ones Horror Edition contest, brought to you by my friend David over at David Diggs. This video is not sponsored. But again, thank you, David, for hosting this contest. I really, really appreciate it. Hi, Daniel. Welcome, Daniel. Good to see you, my friend. Thank you for coming by. Thank you, everyone, for dropping by today's live video. It looks like it's gone very well. My little thing that tells me how the connection is like perfect. So I'm like, yay, finally. I mentioned earlier we got new internet. So we finally got fiber optic in my area. I'm in a rural area, so there's not a lot of internet options out here, but we got fiber optic and I'm getting like almost 3 times the speed for half the price of what I was paying. So that's a winner right there. So yeah, there you go, guys. That's going to wrap this up for now. I think I'm going to have a mixtape go up later today. As long as YouTube doesn't take it down again, because that's how it goes when you play music on YouTube. Yes, I know I'm a rebel without a cause. So, Again, David's channel is going to be linked below. You have the rest of this month to get your entry in. Easy, 5 questions, super simple. There you go. So anyway, you guys take care, be excellent to each other, and stay tuned for October. It's going to be a fun month. So, oh, David made one more point. Let me note that real fast, you guys. Anyone interested doesn't have to make a video. Great. If you leave your comment, you'll get a single entry. If you make a video, you'll get 2 entries. Awesome. So there you go. No excuse. Anyone can enter this contest. So all that's linked down below, you guys. Be excellent to each other, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.